What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another installment of the Her Business Podcast. I'm one half of the guys, Mr. Real Big Hurt Bodman, joined with my buddy, Faris.
The real big hurt.
Although these days you're not looking so big,
What you mean?
looking slim, buddy. You want to
you
get
mean?
in the gym, little man?
I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to get in fight shape, bro. We got this.
You getting in the gym, little guy?
I'm trying to get ready for our fight, bro.
Let's see those arms again. Ooh, little guy. Lightweight. That's
Nah,
easy. That's easy money.
That's easy.
I don't even
money.
need to. I don't even need to train for you. You're easy work.
You think so?
You're easy, man.
Easy.
You're not. You're
All
chump.
right. All right. Keep sleeping.
You're a chump.
Keep sleeping.
Anyway, this episode, excited to talk. We got Kambosos versus Vasyl Lomachenko and their decision that happened last week on Saturday. Excellent fight. Excited to talk about what went down and what's next for Vasyl, man, because age is creeping.
Age is creeping.
Creeping. And then, of course, we've got the big boys in town, man. The big boys are finally banging out. Everything on the line. I'm excited, man. Olksandr Usyk versus Tyson Fury in Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. That's taking place Saturday, May 18th. My brother's birthday. Happy birthday, Michael.
Ooh, happy birthday, Michael.
So it's gonna be great, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about that. But let's get into the past news, man. We got Vasyl Lomachenko versus Kambosos, who I said and knew, and we'll reiterate, an easy fight for Vasyl Lomachenko.
Yeah.
Made it look easy. You thought he wasn't gonna finish him. I'm going to have to pat myself on the back for that one. I knew this finish was coming. I knew he had one more in him. I don't know if we'll get another one like that, but he was a fucking sniper on Saturday.
Yeah.
This Vasyl Lomachenko was so overwhelming, was outsmarting Kambosos in every facet. It was just honestly a great night for Vasyl. I was shocked, though. I was honestly shocked because I thought that Kambosos was going to have a much better night than what we saw. A much better night. I knew that Vasyl would come out on top and he'd find that finish in the end. Just based off the fight, what did you think going into that? Like, were you worried in those middle rounds for Kambosos? Do you think he was going to start picking it up? Like, it just seemed like he never really got it going on him, did it?
Nah. Yeah, it was weird. It was like Kambosos, and we talked about it last show that like those early rounds were his rounds. And then it was crazy how fast he faded.
Yeah, it was very drastic. It almost seemed like it wasn't even like an energy dump, really. It was more just like he really couldn't figure Kambosos. He really couldn't figure Vasyl out. That's all it was. Because Kambosos can go the full 12 with any of these guys. But when you have a guy who just puts a pace on you that way, it's so technical, so complicated to figure out. So many angles he's hitting you from. It's like, what do you even do? Like, I can't even get a shot off. Like, this guy is just putting so much pressure. And then on top of that, he was doing damage to Kambosos too. Like, Vasyl had some power in there, and I was trying to tell people, man, Vasyl, when he's fighting these smaller guys, he has power. He has some power. He has destructive power for these smaller guys. But he's been fighting these bigger frame dudes, and he really doesn't have the power to showcase against them, obviously. But talk more. Like, what more about that, man? I was because you were kind of leaning towards Kambosos a little bit.
Nah. I knew Loma was gonna win, but I didn't think, like, I don't know. I thought like levels wise that they were a little bit closer than they are in reality. Like, I didn't think Kambosos was levels, like plural levels below Lomachenko is currently. Like, I thought he was a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Loma's so difficult in terms of style to figure out. Like, it's impressive. It's impressive what Devin did. It only just credits that win even more. But like, you're talking about it being close to the end for Loma, maybe one more. You think we should like expect the end?
That Loma, definitely not.
Yeah.
That Loma can fight 4 or 5 more years. But that Loma, as I said, was fighting a C-level fighter.
Yeah, that's
It's only A plus S tier fighters from here.
yeah,
The Navarrettes, the Shakur Stevensons, as far as this weight class, because he's not going to leave this weight class. There's nowhere else for him to go. Devin Haney's gone.
yeah,
Devin Haney's not coming back. So these are only two options, in my opinion. These are only two options here, and these are difficult fighters. These are
yeah,
very difficult fighters. So I think this, as far as that goes, this is probably one of his last fights because he's not going to have another title shot. So it's like, what is he fighting for? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Unless he wants to keep fighting, go
Yeah,
ahead, right? But there's really not much left for him, man.
yeah.
After
If
a
he were to
championship,
lose,
if he were to lose,
yeah,
but um, yeah. So that kind of seems like where this is going. Is one of those two guys? Which would you rather see?
ooh, ooh,
Because you got a Navarrete who can put your lights out.
yeah,
He'll give Loma a fight. Honestly, I think he'll give Loma a fight. Shakur is more of like a technical standoff. I don't know. Like there's
yeah,
very two different styles here, so there's very um there's a lot for different types of fans of boxing who like to see people get knocked out. You like to see like a very technical standoff. So there's a lot for both that they have to offer, but I don't know. I feel like more people would lean towards Shakur just for the fact that Shakur is just so high level, younger fighter too. Um, but surprisingly, man, I would really like to see that Navarrete fight. I think that
yeah.
would be a
That'd be
really good
good.
fight, just because of the dangerous factor there of Navarrete potentially knocking him out, which would be insane. I don't think. I mean, Tiafimo couldn't even really do it, but that would be insane, right?
Yeah,
To see
Navarrete can
Navarrete do
crack.
it,
Yeah, Navarrete can crack, which is
and
yeah, that'd be
Tiafimo's got
fun.
power. And he's
Yeah,
one of the few fighters in his career, in Lomachenko's career, to make Lomachenko look human to
right.
some
Yeah,
extent.
he beat Loma, but he never cracked Loma. Right?
Never cracked him.
He never caught Loma clean,
And that was him in a
which
lower weight class.
yeah, yeah, that's
Tiafimo
true.
in a higher weight class can crack people.
Yeah, yeah. Tio in 140 is
Um,
dangerous.
yeah.
Which
So
we got to get Tio a fight. By the way, it's been way too long since he's jumped in there. But to answer your question over which fight I'd rather see, I think stylistically I'd rather the Navarrete fight, just because like
mm,
he has the one shot kill switch.
yeah,
But like stylistically, I think Shakur would be the trickier matchup.
I agree.
The matchup that might put more butts in seats. And like those two are probably the most realistic next options for Loma, just because they're both top ranked guys. Loma's a top ranked guy. It's right there.
Yeah.
But you know the fight we all want to see. You know the real money fight at 135. And that's Gervonta Tank Davis, bro. Like why do I know he's on the other side of the street in this equation, but like
Yeah.
that's really the fight we want, man.
He's like Showtime boxing. He's not even
Yeah.
like
That's what I'm saying. He's on the other side of the street politically, but like in terms of like boxing, like Tank possesses the ability to box like Shakur can, but then has like the one shot kill switch.
yeah.
And like that's the funnest matchup, man. And I know we did this like 2 weeks ago with In a Way, but like this is just another fun matchup that's a possibility for Tank.
Yeah. I agree. I think that's a great matchup as well. Although very unrealistic as far as, how
Political and shit.
yeah, as far as the boxing sanctions like to do business. They won't really try to put that together. Just I don't know, just because it'll take a long time to put together. Just two different, organizations, and just paperwork and money. It's all business at the end of the day. As
Yeah.
much as people want to see a fight, it's all about business, and what is the easiest business to make, and that would be those two fighters. Nonetheless, congratulations to Lomachenko finally getting a victory. He had a pretty long layoff after that loss, to an unfortunate loss to Devin Haney, which I thought was a really good fight, a lot closer. Maybe the judges have seen it, but the guy's still there, man. He's
Yeah.
still healthy, man. He looked phenomenal. I think that he can definitely put on a great performance against any of these top level guys, and possibly be a champion again. A WBC champion.
Yeah, I mean he's now IBF champ, so now he's a world champion again.
Yeah.
Now the stock rises. Now we can put together a big unification fight.
He wants it all though. That's his thing. He's like, I wanted it all. You could see it when he fought them. He was so emotional about it.
Yeah.
You can tell that's what he wants. He wants all those belts, man.
That was his
But
chance, man. He
yeah.
unfortunately did not come home with it. But I mean, like the other champions in the weight class are Shakur and Tank currently.
Yeah.
And the other belts are vacant.
Yeah. So good luck with that one.
Yeah. So he'll probably fight Shakur next if we're being most realistic. It'll probably be that one.
Yeah.
Right?
Because Never's fighting this weekend as well. So you know, it just makes sense. It makes sense to do Shakur, but we'll see, man. We'll see how the boxing gods play out for this one. But congrats to Loma, man. But yeah, that's all for Loma. We can move on to to another Ukrainian man that's fighting this weekend, man. May 18th, Olksandr Usyk versus Tyson Fury, man, for all the marbles, man. Who would have thought this is finally fucking happening, man? If you would have asked me 2-3 years ago, Olksandr Usyk still cruiserweight, going through the rankings, going through the motions, beating up all these guys, who would have ever thought that dude was going to come up to the heavyweights? Beat Anthony Joshua 2 times. Beat Anthony Joshua 2 times in his backyard, man. Didn't he go to war too with Lomachenko? This guy did it all. Like he beat one of the most ferocious guys in the division 2 times.
Who? Ferocious.
Come on.
Ferocious? That's
Come
how
on.
you describing him as ferocious?
We're not gonna act like what he just did to Francis Ngannou a few months ago. We're gonna pretend like that didn't happen.
No, we're not. But like ferocious.
He's ferocious. Come on, man. Don't do that to Anthony Joshua. AJ's the mid. But Olksandr Usyk is the man right now. He's the talk of the town and the heavyweights. I'm going to be the one to say it, man. I think a lot of people want to see Tyson Fury lose. I think a lot of people are going the Olksandr Usyk route. And I'm fully on board with that. I love that idea, man. I love that idea. I think that it's funny thinking about, like, as I was building that up, it's funny thinking about this fight years ago because we talked about it. We were like, who would it have been? Is it going to be Wilder and Wilder and Fury's? Wilder and Joshua? Is it going to be Joshua and Fury? Like, what's going to happen with these three? And then this guy comes out of nowhere and says, "Hey, it's me. Hey guys, I'm the cruiserweight."
Yeah. I'm the real champ.
Just barges his way into the heavyweights. I'm sure a lot of people who are big fans of Olksandr Usyk probably saw this coming a lot more than, saw the foreseeable future a lot better than we did. I would say I didn't even know who the guy was until a few years ago, and I watched a lot of his tape, a lot of his highlights, and I was like, damn, this guy is really good. But he's fighting heavyweights. Like, these guys knock people out, and Olksandr doesn't knock people out. So I'm curious to see how he boxes these guys. And he's fucking phenomenal. Yeah, he does it so well.
Yeah.
He's not afraid of these guys. He doesn't get hit by these guys. He's just good. He's so good.
Yeah, we all seen what he did to Ferocious.
Anyway, when you make these comments, I lose my thoughts. But yeah, I imagine some Ukrainian fans, some diehards have seen the foreseeable future of the great Olksandr Usyk. And now he's here, man, on the biggest stage of his career. He has the chance to be undisputed and unify the heavyweight division. Unify, right? If I'm not making that mistake, this is for all the belts, right? Anthony Joshua doesn't have a belt.
Yeah, all the belts. This
is undisputed. And this is for the unification. All right, I was just making sure. I couldn't remember if that last fight didn't count. But yeah, man, this is crazy, man. These are like two titans, the absolute best. No doubt in my mind, these are the absolute best in the heavyweight division. Two very, very different styles, right? We've got a Tyson Fury who's got some power in him, man. We haven't seen any power out of Usyk yet, but Tyson Fury's got power, man. He's got disruptive power, and the guy is so crafty. He's so big in there. He's so overwhelming. He loves to smother you. I never realized how much of a good trick that is. The Tyson Fury. Honestly, that's Tyson Fury's thing, man. To put all 450 pounds of his weight on you in the clinch and just tire you out for 7 rounds doing it, and then putting you away. That's the Tyson Fury classic. Um, yeah, two very different style fighters, but I don't even I don't even know where to begin, man. On how this fight goes down, man. It's I keep going one way and then I go the next. But what are your thoughts, man? Like, what were you thinking about this when it got announced, and what are you thinking now going into Saturday?
I'm wondering why you think people want Tyson to lose.
Because Olksandr's just the guy right now.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just that guy.
Yeah, I would almost agree with it, but not for that reason. I would agree because of his performance against Ngannou, the guy coming into a different sport and then looking like dog shit against him. I think the purists, the boxing people, they're like completely doubting him. But I don't know if you've seen like the recent physique of Fury headed into this one.
I haven't.
Looks way different than he did against coming into Ngannou. And like you can't help but notice, like you're definitely taking this one differently, taking this approach way differently, and you got to against Usyk. You got to. I'm happy it's happening, bro, because we were supposed to get this fight like 2 months ago, but then Fury got that cut like fight week. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then they rescheduled it until now. I wonder how much that cut has healed. Like I can't help but think like just a few shots could open it right back up. You know, a little dirty boxing out of Usyk.
Mhm.
My favorite part about this one is you mentioned Usyk not having the power, but his best attribute is those feet, man. The way he moves around the ring is like better than anybody in the sport. Are we doing predictions, or you want to do a little more analysis on your side?
Nah, yeah. I mean, we kind of just go right into the prediction from here. I feel like, um, yeah. Honestly, I was a little skeptical on the cut as well. I was like, I don't know if that's going to play a big part. Hasn't seemed to play a big part in the past with him. He's had that same cut against Otto Wallin. So I don't know if that's like a thing that's just reoccurring, like some Nate Diaz syndrome where he just keeps getting cut in the same spot.
Darren Elkins shit.
Yeah, some Darren Elkins shit. I don't know if it's something like that, but yeah, I imagine Usyk is definitely going to be trying to target that a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I think of this as a very even, clean, fair fight. Both guys are healthy and ready to go. I haven't seen Tyson Fury's physique too much. I've been trying to stay away from, how he looks because, he can look kind of crazy sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
He can look kind of crazy sometimes, and he'll still show out. So
yeah, that's true. But like also to that point, like you think about how many different versions of Tyson Fury we've seen over the past like decade. Yeah. It's been just like roller coasters of like physique, and like at some point you'd have to think like that roller coaster is putting miles on your body, and like it can only take so much, my brother.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, what if I don't know? What if it's a fast decline and like his last performance was not a fluke? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, boom, Usyk is now the undisputed king of the world.
And I think that's what's going to happen on Saturday, man. I don't know, man. I really like Usyk in this fight, man. I know a lot of people I know a lot of people probably want to see Usyk win just to see a new guy in there, just to see a fresh face at the heavyweight with the heavyweight crown. But I know a lot of people are it's Tyson Fury, man. Like the guy adapts, he beats everybody. He's virtually unbeatable, man. Unless you're Deontay Wilder and you just have ridiculous one hand knockout power, and you have a ref on your side who's counting up to 15 while he's sitting there dead on the canvas. Unless you're in that circumstance, your chances seem pretty slim. But I really like Olksandr in this fight, man. I think the pressure from Olksandr is great. I think that'll definitely keep Tyson, kind of confused. A lot of people don't really get in Tyson's face a lot, to not too much, and
Mm,
I think that Olksandr will be very different in that regard. Um, I think that he'll pose some problems there. I don't really pay too much attention to the cardio. Both guys are pretty good cardio wise. I am afraid of Tyson Fury putting a lot of weight on Olksandr. I think that
mm,
if Olksandr keeps getting caught up on the ropes, and Tyson Fury puts all that weight on him, I think that's definitely going to play a factor into this fight. So I think Olksandr will do a good job at circling the ring well and having some good ring generalship there. I think that jab is going to be snappy. I don't know who's the longer guy. I didn't really look too much in the tail of the tape.
it's
I
pretty
believe
much.
it's Tyson
Yeah, it's definitely
is
Tyson.
the longer guy for the most part in as far as reach. But I think that doesn't really matter too much for Olksandr. He always seems to find a way to get the jab off. And I don't know, man, but I think I'm alone here on this one. But I think Oleksandr's gonna get it done, man. I have a really good feeling about it.
Yeah, I mean, low key, I agree. I
You
agree. I
see,
think,
man? You see what I
yeah,
mean?
no, low key, I've been saying it all week, and I've talked to a few people like in passing, and they've all taken Fury. They've all
Wow.
taken Fury just because the size and the length, and I totally understand it. Like
Yeah.
Fury can dance on the outside and just pepper him with the jab for 12 rounds and keep him at bay. Like that's
Mhm,
totally a route to victory for him.
mhm.
But I don't know, bro. Usyk is so fucking good, man. The
Yeah.
way he demolished the ferocious Anthony Joshua twice, and neutralized his power, the ferocious power twice. And he was clearly the smaller guy in there. So like that's nothing new to him. He's been in
Mhm,
that situation many, many times.
mhm.
S- So all your points plus that, I got Usyk, bro. I'm going Usyk all the way. And Fury, like, man, like, can we talk about John Fury for a second? Like, what a fucking lunatic. That guy needs to be in like a cage or something. Just put him in like a massive like gorilla cage and just keep him in there. Like,
What's up with like
come
all
on,
these?
bro.
What's up with all these like boxing dads that are just so embarrassing, man?
But
Like, I
like
think John is probably the least embarrassing, just for the fact that like the gypsies are just lunatics.
lunatics, yeah.
But like Bill Haney and Tiafimo's dad might have like they might be tied like neck and neck. Like
I, I,
those guys are nuts.
I'll be honest with you.
Bill is less nuts than Tio's dad for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But
I like
Bill
Bill. I like Bill. So I can't
Bill
even.
be on. Yeah, I do like Bill too, but Bill just be chatting sometimes,
Yeah,
bro.
he
He
do
he
be
be on
chatting.
the Instagram live way too much.
He do.
Like,
He do.
get in the
He was
gym, pops.
he was on the trolling today, bro. This whole situation with the PED investigation has
It's
been ridiculous.
have you? Okay, so are we done with the Alexander and Tyson Fury
Yeah, I
conversation?
think so. I think so.
Okay,
We both gotta.
so we can kind of take the pod of this direction if you want to, but I guess Ryan Garcia came back positive. I guess he came back positive for a very small amount in two different drugs, the ones we were talking about before. I can't remember the other one,
The
but
octane or whatever.
yeah, the Australine
Oh yeah.
and something else. And so I guess like Devin Haney's like, okay, bet. Him and his camp are like, okay, bet. Okay, bet. Let's take this to court.
Yeah. Yeah.
I seen this whole I seen this whole court document, or
Yeah.
like I seen a court document, and then I seen some shit where he's trying to get the win reversed
Yeah. I
from
seen
the
that
judges,
too.
from
Yeah.
the like the official judging.
Yeah.
Like
He had like multiple reasons. He
he's
had like the weight, he had the drugs,
yeah.
and like it's
I'm gonna be
bad.
honest.
It's bad.
I I'm gonna be honest. I think Devin might win this just based off the drugs. I think Devin might win this, but that's so insane. Like they're just gonna take the win from Ryan Garcia, like as if he didn't knock Devin Haney down 4 times in that fight. Put him out unconscious at one point.
Yeah, beat the shit out of him, honestly.
Like they're just gonna take the win.
Yeah.
Like what is honestly at this point, it's like it's getting so silly because what are you gonna gain from this?
If
Like
you're
you
who?
still lost. You still lost the fight.
If you're Devin.
If you're Devin.
Yeah.
Well, if you're Bill as well, because Bill's entertaining this too. Like, what is Bill getting out of this?
Yeah. Yeah. He was on there today trolling about that trolling.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in the Haney camp right now, man. They're down bad right now. They're fishing for a win back against Ryan Garcia. I don't know what the deal is on this, man. I guess more details to come, but I just feel like we had to mention that because that was ridiculous.
Yeah, and this is coming from I agree 100%. And this is coming from two guys who are huge on Devin, right? Like we've been
big on Devin.
You've been big on Devin for years. I came around the corner late, but I've been high on him since I've been introduced to him. And it's like that it's not a good look for him. The win is going to get reversed and it's going to be a blemish on his resume. And the real ones, like the ones who are not going to forget about it, are going to remember this, and we're going to tell our kids about it, and we're going to show them the footage, but it's going to be like a deep cut. It's not going to be one of those, like, you know what I'm saying? If this all happens, because I think they have until the 22nd of this month for the investigation to kind of continue and Ryan to respond or whatever the fuck is next.
It's so silly, man.
But agreed, yeah, it's some bullshit, man. It's not a good look for the Haney camp. It's not a good look for Ryan. Like, you should have came on late, bro. He would have been world champ.
Yeah, honestly, you can kind of feel for both guys. You know, Ryan, who had just dealt with that rehydration clause against Gervonta Davis, and then he finally gets a fight with another world champion, beats him to a pulp, and they're trying to pull this shit on him now. Where it's like, bro, he just dealt with this shit months ago. And you didn't see Ryan Garcia complaining when Gervonta Davis drained him down to a skeleton.
Yeah.
Drained him to a skeleton. Ryan Garcia did not complain one time. There was not one complaint. He took the loss like a man. But Devin Haney is really, really pushing for this to get overturned, and it's kind of sad. It's really honestly kind of sad.
It is, but it might be his only angle to a rematch.
I think Ryan would have given him a rematch regardless.
That's true, possibly, but this way,
I think Ryan finally
at this point, if that win gets reversed, it's like, all right, now it's a clean slate. Now we fought 7 times, but it's still 0-0.
It's still 0-0. That's just so stupid to me, man. Like, it's not like just the fight doesn't exist in my brain. Like, all right, it's like they're like, all right, pretend this fight didn't happen, guys. We're gonna run it back, and this will be the official fight. Goofy. This isn't even boxing anymore. This is just I don't even know at this point. What happened to the sport?
It's whatever Mike Tyson and Jake Paul are doing.
We're not even talking about them, man.
Same nonsense.
Is there any more on this topic?
None on this, but I wanna mention one thing still on boxing. We talked about it before jumping on. I'm just a little disappointed with American boxing media. They're not really covering the story. I didn't know about it until like yesterday, but apparently 2 weeks ago, Artur Beterbiev tore his ACL and he is out against Divol, which was one of the fights of the year that I was so fucking excited for. Just like a clash at light heavyweight that made all of us excited. Like there was no better fight at 175, and for it just to get postponed. I mean, for it to just be gone just like that, 2 weeks out, that shit breaks my heart, makes me sad. And then like no boxing media is really covering it. I didn't see no post. It's craziness.
I don't think most boxing media covers Beterbiev anyway.
Why not?
Beterbiev is such a hidden gem, and I think it just has to do with like just politics, man. Him not being an American fighter, man. A lot of people didn't know about Noah until he came to America for his first time, and now everybody knows him. He's a global superstar now. But yeah, honestly, it's just politics, and honestly, really want to get into it. We don't have to. We can do this off pod. It's just a little too political, but you know, it could be something to do where he's from. I don't know. I don't want to talk about him.
Where's he?
Yeah, man.
Canada.
He's from the land, bro. He's from the land of the
Mm,
free,
home of the brave.
land of the brave, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's all politics, man, and they just don't care about the light heavies, man.
Yeah, like why? Especially like in a time where David Benavidez just announced he was moving up, and now the division got so much more exciting.
Yeah.
Like David Benavidez versus either one of these guys would make such a crazy blockbuster fight.
Hmm.
Not to mention the two guys in this matchup already make for a crazy, insane blockbuster fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad it's still happening. I think they said October or December, depending on how the healing process goes for Beterbeir. But the guy's like about to be 40,
Yeah.
and like a knee injury at that age is not the best thing in the world. So I'm really wishing him the best. I think he's the best 175 pounder. I thought I was gonna choose him against Bivol, but that might change. That might change. We'll see in December.
Yeah. All right. That pretty much wraps it up, man. Unless
Yeah, that's
there's
it.
more there's more fights we want to talk about. I mean, we could talk about this wonderful UFC card. Let's go to top to bottom, man. Let's go through it. We're not doing
Yeah,
this.
yeah, we're definitely not doing it. I mean,
Yeah. UFC's on that cold strike again, man. They do this every year. We always complain about it. They always have this little cold streak where they get all the bangers out in the beginning, to hype people up for the year again, and then they have some decent cards halfway mid through the year, and then it's always around this time it sucks, and then gets a summer, and then we're heating up again. So summer's coming, the fights are getting better, but
hopefully, man, hopefully, because this has been painful. I like we have this card. There's some few fighters on here that are exciting that I'm excited to watch perform. But like all in all, shitty
yeah, other than
card.
that, it's
I'm next weekend no UFC. I'd almost prefer no UFC this weekend and next weekend, and then like the following weekend is UFC 302
yeah,
banger in
yeah.
Newark, New Jersey. Big story around that card is the co-main event. Strickland Strickland and Paulo Costa. Strickland came out and made a clip talking about Paulo Costa still hasn't signed the contract.
I don't believe that at all.
He came from the Strickland pay. It came from Strickland. So like, I mean, like if he's saying it, and it's crazy to think about. Like we're 15 days out. You
Yeah,
co-main
that doesn't
eventing
even.
in a massive fight with massive implications on the division, and you're not signing it, Paulo Costa. What's going on, brother? What you got to say?
On that secret juice, man. That's what's going on.
He's waiting for it to leave his system, is what it probably is. But yeah, man, a lot of big fights coming up. Enjoy Usyk Fury this weekend because that's the one I'm most excited about. Hopefully, listeners, your betting slips go crazy because I've been on a streak, a cold streak. I've been not hitting nothing lately, and
Not even
that
anything on the playoffs.
nothing, bro, nothing. I mean, like
Damn.
I'll snipe a fourth quarter like money line, but I'm not hitting these lays. That's the lays.
Damn,
It's
son.
been slow. Yeah, it's been slow, but it's all right. This weekend gives me another chance, clean slate. I'm excited for it. If you made it to this part of the pod, Josh and I greatly appreciate the support. Please, please, please subscribe, like, share, comment, and buy some merch on hbpshop.com. And we'll catch you guys next time.